Hey, it's Luke here and welcome back to the Transcending Thought Channel podcast, where I'm combining psychology with spirituality to help you to heal and manifest a better life. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the deepest and most profound form of healing that you can experience. I'm going to not just tell you about it, but guide you into it. And it's what I call lifting the veil of thought. So you may have heard me say this before, but the majority of our unhappiness, in my opinion, comes from our thoughts. As I say, our inability to stop thinking. The human inability to stop thinking is the greatest disease that plagues humanity. Humans cannot switch off their thinking mind. It just keeps running, keeps playing, creating havoc on their emotional body, and also creates havoc on the world. Because if the mind can't rest, it starts to become like a computer, smoking, overpowering. And it's the reason why perhaps you haven't been able to find true peace, true contentedness, true fulfillment. It's because your mind is too noisy. You cannot sense the stillness that lies beyond thought. So there are two layers to your perception of reality. So there is the world, your present moment. It's the present moment that is existing right now around you, as it is. And I would suggest it's neutral. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. There's the neutrality of the present moment. So that's one layer. And then there's another layer of your perception to reality, which is your thoughts about reality. So there is the neutral reality of what is, which is your present moment outside of your mind, irrespective of thought. Outside of the mind, the world just is. Things are as they are. They mean nothing. They have no inherent meaning. Nothing has any inherent meaning. It's all neutral. It all just is. And your mind then takes the neutrality of your world and tells you stories about it, which is the second layer. So the first layer is the peaceful neutrality of your present moment. The second layer is the veil of thought that's blocking you from being able to see the peaceful neutrality of your present moment. You have a veil in front of your eyes of thoughts which are conditioned by your past, who you spend time with, the media that you consume, what you watch on TV. All of these things affect your veil in front of your eyes, and then what can filter itself, what can reach you of the world, has to filter itself through this veil. So if you've had a negative past, for example, your veil most likely is very dense, has a negative color to it. And all you can see, all that can make itself through that veil to you is negative things. So your mind will take all of the negative stimuli from your world, and it will also taint positive and neutral stimuli to the negative. Okay? So this is the veil. It's what it does. It's your mind. Your mind is the veil. The thoughts are the veil. The true healing that in my opinion, all spiritual teachings talk about is lifting that veil of thought and realizing the no thought state. The silent mind, the peaceful stillness of the no mind, as the Buddhists call it, the no mind. What is the no mind? It's an empty mind, a spacious mind, a quiet mind, where you are present and awake and conscious, without noise, without labels, without opinions, without judgments, without thoughts. The no mind, the empty mind, is a mind cleared from thinking. That's what it means to lift the veil of thought. It means to look beyond your mind's perceptions of reality, the stories, the judgments, the opinions, and instead see the neutral reality of what is. That's the essence of spirituality. And how do we go about doing that? One of the most direct routes into the no mind. It doesn't work if you're trying to stop thinking. You can't silence your thoughts at will. Silencing your thoughts is indirect. It's an indirect byproduct of simply moving your attention away from them, away from thought, and onto something else. So the most direct route I would suggest is the now, your present moment. Thoughts are a product of past and future. Always. Your thoughts are always thinking about past, things that perhaps went wrong, or future, things that may go wrong, or a better future that you'd rather be in. Another way of saying this veil is time. Time is the veil. Thoughts and time are inseparable. Because there is no past and future. There's no past, there's no future, right now. There's memories in your mind that you can replay now, and there's projections, stories, imaginations in your mind that you can play now of what may be. But it's not real now, they're just thoughts now. So all of the time, you are not giving your fullest attention to the present moment. You are lost in thought, lost in the mind, lost in Maya, lost in the dreams. You've hidden yourself behind the veil. You are awareness. You are consciousness, pure, formless awareness. You're not thoughts, you're not a body, you're not your name, you're not roles, you're not opinions. You are formless awareness that allows these things to be. You forget that you are formless consciousness every time you turn away from the present moment and towards past or future. Because, as I've just hinted to, past and future are thoughts in your mind. So if you imagine yourself now as formless awareness, formless light, and then there's the present moment in front of you, there's memories, which are thoughts, and there is imagination of future, which is thoughts. So there's the present moment in front of you, there's memories of the past, there's imagination of possible futures, thoughts and thoughts. If you're directing yourself directly at the present moment, and you can practice this now, of being so completely aware of your now that you're giving nothing else attention right now, you're fully and completely one with the present moment, and you come into it, you give it attention, you may notice a heightened degree of awareness coming in. You fully focus on the now, give it your full and complete attention. Nothing else exists. There's just this moment. Nothing else exists. Consciousness is growing in you, rising above thought. You can sense your own consciousness, or the consciousness that you are. You're directing yourself through the narrow gate into the now. Or you could go up into the memories, which is a thought, and you get lost in the mind. You enter a dream. You return back to the veil. You return back to past, which is memories, which is dreams. The veil is placed in front of your eyes. You're asleep again, spiritually speaking. Or you can go off to the future. There's a better moment I'd rather be in. So you start to live in that future, which isn't the present moment. It's a thought in your mind. So you incarnate, enter into another thought form. That's the essence of spirituality. You are formlessness, and you get lost in the thought forms of your mind as you turn to past and future. If you are able to hear what I'm saying here, you understand enlightenment, spirituality. Consciousness incarnates into thought forms every time it turns away from the now towards a memory or an anticipatory projection. If you imagine like thought bubbles and consciousness, you enter into the thought bubble and you get lost in the dream. So lifting that veil of thought from your eyes means peeling back past and future from your psyche, giving them no attention because they don't exist. Where are they? And being fully and completely here and now. Resting in the now. Giving it your primary focus. And for some of you, a question may come up. How could I possibly do that? Because I need to plan for my future, etc. Is what the mind says. You didn't say that, your mind said that. It's trying to keep you trapped in it. It doesn't want you to do this because the moment you do this, the ego dies. The ego dies in the present moment. But I will answer it. You can plan for your future presently by realizing the now is all there is and all you'll ever experience. You'll never not be in the now. So every time you are planning, as long as you know that you are thinking in the present moment and you're not going anywhere, you'll never be anywhere other than here and now. As long as you know that, you can then think about things. You can use your mind constructively to plan, to think about what it is you would like to build and to create in the now. Not believing that there's some better future moment that you have to get to. You may have heard me say before that I believe, I see it in this way, that you're not moving through time, time moves through you, which means there's no future moment over there that you have to try and struggle towards. That's the illusion, keeping you trapped in Maya. You can't get to the future, it doesn't exist, there's no future. Time moves through you. You are always in the present moment and future is making its way towards you, out the back of you into the past. If you think about that, you'll miss it. If you live it and let it soak in, you'll experience what it is I'm talking about, which is that you're not going anywhere. You'll always be here. You're never not here and now. That's the realization that allows you to grow in consciousness, to surrender into the now, to be friendly towards your now, to become one with your now and begin working with it. Co-creating with the now, with life, with the universe. You could also focus on your breath, which will pull you into the now because you're always breathing now. You can't breathe tomorrow, you can only breathe in the now. So focusing on your breath pulls attention from thinking. Just one conscious breath, where all of your attention goes fully into the breath. Your mind may panic, how can I do that? I need to think about all of my problems. You don't listen, you keep going. You don't believe your mind, the dramatic mind, the fearful mind. As you come into the breath, as you come into the now, you realize you're not your mind, you have a mind. You are consciousness. You are life itself. The consciousness, the one consciousness, giving life to all forms is who you are. And what does this have to do with healing? The majority of your unhappiness, our unhappiness as humans, arises from our thoughts, our stories, our inability to see beyond that layer of thoughts and instead just see the reality of what is. Your mind is feeding you negative, fearful thoughts about yourself, the world around you, which causes horrific emotions in your body, and you get trapped in suffering and fear, believing you're a separate entity in the universe, when actually you're not a separate entity in the universe. You are the universe just temporarily expressing itself as a person. You've just forgotten that. And as you remember that, consciousness is awakening. The peaceful, silent, still awareness is awakening through you, through your form. You are awakening. So practice observing your now without thinking by removing past and future from your psyche and intensely becoming aware of the now. I call it a relaxed alertness. You're alert, but not forcing it. You're relaxed, looking around. Some attention on your breath, some attention on the now. Just looking, not judging, not trying to be anywhere else. Looking at the birds out the window, the trees, the sky, the roof over your head, listening to the silence of the room. All of this reduces the noise in your mind and allows you to find peace.